that just kind of set me on the trajectory of like good relationships, building relationships, meeting the right people at the right time. And I don't like to call it luck, but that's kind of where it was. It was just in the right place, right time, and things kind of just clicked.
Yeah, it's funny that you say luck because, there's so many people out there, like you listen to Gary Vee or other people say that there's no such thing as luck. You create your own opportunities. And I totally agree with that. But I also think that people who actually get there and make it kind of fall back on luck a little bit too, just because, being humble, you got to say luck, right? Like you can't be like, oh, I did it, I'm the man, right?
Yeah, I think like as I've gotten older, I've also kind of the humble side is kind of increased. In your 20s, maybe I'm still called that now, but in my 20s, it was real cocky, real, real aggressive, real abrasive, and you have to understand, I grew up playing sports and especially in the 80s and 90s, especially in the 90s is like when I grew up, and
me too.
We were very rough edged. All of us were, this was during the times of, the best time in hip hop ever, between the East Coast and the West Coast. Everybody was aggressive and abrasive, and it was very widely accepted, as that was okay to be like that. And then, I think luckily, like my age has gone with the times changing as well. So like I've kind of chilled out a little bit. I'm not as abrasive as I once was, but I still think I'm more abrasive than the average, the average person out there. And everybody seems to say that same thing where they're like, God, I just like the way you say stuff. And I'm like,
because everybody wants to, right? Like,
yeah,
I want to be abrasive, but I'm a real estate agent, not the best look in a local Iowa market where everything's pretty conservative. And, plus I've got 5 kids and, with social media and my stuff's online, they see it. I can't be throwing the F-bomb out every other word.
I get it.
To my kids if I don't let them, right?
I just made the decision one day and was just like, again, this comes back to the 40-year-old stuff where it's like, again, I'm 43 and, I feel like I've adopted the old man syndrome earlier than I was probably supposed to. And I'm just in this like thing where I'm just like, I don't care. And it's just really like one of those crazy things where it's like, I just say whatever I want to say. And a lot of the times I think where we're at in the world right now, it's like I think a lot of people are looking for people that are brave enough to say the quiet part out loud. And I think that's one of the things in my delivery. I think it's just very basic but it's also kind of calling people out on their bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm calling them out saying, look, I don't have the time. You have the time. Like there's all these, like, it's just little nuances that I think need to be kind of brought to the surface where people are just using a lot of things for excuses when it's really not an excuse.
Absolutely. 100% agree with that.